5-minute view from the Cop. Still over in Crete on holiday, so I didn't manage to see the Stoke match live, but however I've seen the full replay. You can tell I'm still here because of the number of motorcycles coming past. Lots and lots of bikes and scooters. Okay, so we were on a high from the kids winning at Bolton. However, that it wasn't the kids playing in this particular match, not all of them anyway. Could we take that momentum into the league, especially with the Blade struggling as they were still, every cloud, and so we decided that the protest this time was going to be a mixture of people just not turning up and whistles for the first 5 minutes. The whistles didn't really sound that loud. In fact, Wednesday didn't sound that loud. There was a few day upon chance to get out of our club. I think, we heard that a few times, and a few we've got bananas coming in at certain times, but it was mostly the Stoke crowd you could hear. Like I said, the whistles didn't really do anything. But one of the things you really did notice as they were panning the camera around was all the gaps in the seats. Really showed a lot of gaps. They were saying that 6,000 down on the crowd, maybe lower than that, I think, to be honest with you. Stoke fetched a few, obviously not that far away really. So thinking about the match itself, on the negatives, first team's already sparse, and now we're starting to pick up injuries as well. Chalabar in the middle is a big blow really. Bernard's still nowhere to be seen by the looks of it at the back. So we'd got Palmer at left back, and Max Lowe was moving in towards centre back. Yeah, he does a shift, but he's not really a centre back. Palmer playing at left back instead of right back as well. I know he can do it, but it's all a bit makeshift. Otigbayo in there. He's a big lad, but still not too experienced. Iorfa obviously put a good shift in the other day. But yeah, it's very difficult. We didn't know whether Valerie were going to be injured, but he sort of started and he was fine. So it made it quite difficult. So we played 5 at the back, but with Valerie and Palmo sort of playing like wing backs, and they were sort of going up the sides, obviously, because we've got no Gassama, no Masaba. Kabachi didn't start, but it seemed to be Ingleson that was running up one side the most. Palmer got fouled a few times. Ingleson was sort of doing his bit. But Valerie was coming up and putting a lot of crosses in. Struggled a little bit. I'm surprised actually. We had 15 shots, 5 on target in the match itself. In the middle, as I say, we got Sean Fazier, Bannon, and Ingleson, and then up front we had Kadamatri and Jamal Lowe. Who did a lot of running, lots of running around, but not necessarily that much threat. When I saw the scoreline, and I was out and about in the sticks, and I saw the scoreline, and I actually messaged the person who sits next to me and said to him, "Was it really as bad as it looks?" Looking on SofaScore, it looked quite one-sided and such. Having watched the match, it wasn't really like that. Actually, we in between the goals we battled really well. I think that we got caught out 3 times. So we got caught out in the first minute from kick-off. It seemed that they just lumped a ball through, and they managed just to beat us to it, despite the fact that we're playing 5 at the back. They managed to beat us to it. Then they managed to beat us to it straight after kick-off in the second half, and then midway through the second half, as we were sort of reshuffled. I think we'd brought 3 players on just 3 minutes earlier, reshuffled it around, and they caught us out again. It just seemed to be those quick balls in that we're missing, perhaps a bit of pace in that sense to be able to pick up on those. And we seemed to get shrugged off the ball quite easily during the match. But we did battle And actually, apart from the 3 goals, you know, we did put a bit of a shift in, but they are doing really well at the minute. Stoke doing very well. I think they're probably top of the league as it stands, although they've probably played a couple of the poorer teams so far. Unfortunately to say that for us, really. The defending weren't really that good, but you've got to say, you know, with such a makeshift defence, we just need that sort of leader in there at the back. It's a big unit in there. Fazier's obviously a talented player. He's got tricks and such. He can be a bit quick at times. However, he got shrugged off really easily at the start, and you know, which sort of led to that first goal. I think we were a poor pass across, really, to be fair. Put him in a bit of a difficult situation right at the start. Were we just not ready all 3 times? Yeah, maybe not. I think that's something that we really need to work on. Ingelsson did look dangerous first half, especially. I thought he played really well. Bannon were pretty consistent throughout, and I think, you know, again, he's you just think, what would we do without a player like that? But we just look lightweight. We look lightweight at the back. We look lightweight in midfield. You know, with Shalabar not in. I think when he's been in the bit of times that he's not been injured, he sort of looked like he can put his foot on the ball a little bit. And then up the, you know, we've got no strength up the wings, and up front, really, we need a big unit up front as well. We're missing a Michael Smith. You know, we've got a couple of lads that are sort of running around. Jamal Low's not really a striker, and we're sort of having to, again, everything's makeshift, really, isn't it? Just with a bit of experience and such. But, you know, it'd be interesting to see how we do against Wrexham. The return of Josh Windass. Is he going to play? Is he going to score? And will he celebrate? He still says that he loves the club and such, so hopefully he's going to take one for the team and not score, so there's going to be no celebration. It's going to be an interesting match. I think that one is going to be a bit more interesting, because we know that they're a team that they've got a bit of momentum, but they're not necessarily going to be that team that are flying. So especially if we manage to get somebody in, we're talking about pulling in 1 or 2 players that we've got at the free agents that we've got at minute. So if we manage to pull them in by that time, so another 5 days, maybe it could be a little bit of a different team. I say we've got the spirit. We've certainly got the spirit. We're just missing some experienced, strong characters, I think, in our team. So, as they say in Crete, on Crete, telemer agitera, which is see you later.